The Armada surrounded Earth, but humanity's prototypes woke up. First Admiral Zexithara watched the blue marble of Earth through the viewport of her flagship, the Dominion's Edge. Behind her, the bridge crew worked in efficient silence, their scaled hands dancing across holographic displays. The Third Galactic Hegemony's greatest armada, 12,000 vessels strong, had taken position around the human homeworld like vultures circling carrion. "Status report," she commanded, her voice carrying the authority of 100 conquered worlds. "All battle groups in position, Admiral," her tactical officer responded. "The humans' orbital defenses have been neutralized, their primitive fleet scattered or destroyed. The planet is defenseless." Zexithara allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The humans had been troublesome since first contact, refusing subjugation, forming alliances with lesser species, spreading their dangerous concepts of freedom and individual rights throughout the Outer Rim. But now, finally, their rebellion would end. "Begin the bombardment," she ordered. "Target their major population centers first. Leave their industrial capacity intact. We'll need those facilities for the slave workforce." As the first wave of plasma cannons charged, something unexpected appeared on the sensor displays. Energy signatures, massive and unknown, were emerging from the planet's surface. "Admiral!" The sensor technician's voice cracked with confusion. "I'm detecting something rising from multiple locations across the planet. The energy readings are impossible." On the main screen, enormous shapes began to pierce through Earth's atmosphere. They looked ancient, weathered, covered in what appeared to be centuries of accumulated debris and overgrowth. Some emerged from deep ocean trenches, shedding water and marine life like titans awakening from slumber. Others broke free from mountain ranges, sending avalanches cascading down their massive forms as they straightened to their full height. "What are those things?" Zexithara demanded. The largest of the constructs, a humanoid figure easily 10 kilometers tall, turned its head toward the Armada. Ancient eyes, bright as stars, focused on the flagship. When it spoke, its voice transmitted directly through quantum fields, bypassing all communication systems. "You have made a grave error," the giant said, its words carrying the weight of guns. "You have threatened our creators." "Admiral," the communications officer stammered, "we're receiving a transmission from the planet's surface. It's from their military command. Put it through." A middle-aged human woman appeared on screen, wearing the blue uniform of Earth's Unified Defense Force. Behind her, other humans worked frantically at control stations, their faces a mixture of awe and determination. "This is General Sarah Chen of Earth Defense Command," she said calmly. "I'm afraid your timing is rather unfortunate. You see, you've woken up our friends." Zexithara's blood chilled. "What are you talking about, human?" "General," Chen smiled, an expression that somehow managed to be both gentle and terrifying. "Those primitive humans you've been underestimating? We've been busy for the past few centuries. Those constructs you're looking at? They're not weapons, Admiral. They're gardeners, caretakers, shepherds, if you will." Another voice cut through. The communication, this one belonging to the giant that had first spoken. "We are the Eternals, created by humanity not to wage war, but to preserve and protect. We have slept beneath your world, watching, waiting, ensuring that life flourishes. But now, more constructs were rising, dozens of them, each unique in design, but unified in purpose. Some resembled massive trees with technological bark, others looked like living mountains with gentle faces. One appeared to be made entirely of flowing water held in an impossible stable form. "Now you threaten what we were made to guard," the water being continued. "This cannot be permitted." Admiral Zexithara opened her mouth to order the attack, but stopped as her tactical officer gasped. "Admiral, the energy readings, they're off the scale. Each of those constructs is generating more power than our entire armada combined." The tree-like construct extended what might have been arms, and suddenly the vacuum of space around the Armada began to bloom with impossible gardens, flowers, and vines that thrived in the void, their roots somehow finding purchase in the quantum foam itself. The ship's hulls began to sprout with life, not corrosively but beautifully, as if the vessels themselves were being transformed into living art. "What is this?" Zexthera demanded. "This is what humanity does," General Chen explained, her voice filled with quiet pride. "Other species build weapons. We build gardeners. Other races create destroyers. We make protectors. You came here expecting to fight soldiers and found shepherds instead." The mountain construct spoke next, its voice like gentle earthquakes. "We offer you a choice, Admiral. Leave this place and never return, and we will undo what we have begun. Your ships will be restored. Your crews will be unharmed. But remain and we will show you what it truly means to be cultivated." As if to demonstrate, the space flowers began to sing, a harmony that reached through the hulls and touched the minds of every being in the Armada. It wasn't painful, but it was overwhelming in its beauty, its pure expression of life and growth and potential. "You see," General Chen continued, "we learned long ago that the greatest strength isn't the ability to destroy, but the ability to create, to nurture, to protect. These Eternals aren't our weapons. They're our children, our gifts to the universe. And they take their job very seriously." Admiral Zexithara looked around her bridge, watching her crew stare in wonder at the impossible gardens blooming around them. Some were weeping, not from fear, but from an inexplicable joy they couldn't understand. "How?" she whispered. "Because that's what humans do," General Chen said simply. "We don't just survive, Admiral. We flourish. And we make sure everything around us has the chance to flourish too. Even," she paused meaningfully, "former enemies who decide they'd rather be gardeners than conquerors." The choice hung in the space between them like the impossible flowers that now filled the void. Beautiful, impossible, and utterly uniquely human. Admiral Zexithara looked at her hands, now sprouting tiny harmless flowers from her scales, and realized that for the first time in her military career, surrender felt like victory. "All ships," she commanded quietly, "begin withdrawal. Set course for home." As the Armada departed, the Eternals began to tend their space garden, and Earth continued spinning peacefully in the void, protected not by weapons of war, but by the most human thing of all, the irrepressible desire to make things grow.